All right, we are live. Welcome to the day three of the fifth test match. Sorry for that technical problem. I know we had to change links and you guys had to hop on here, and all those conversations have now disappeared because that stream has officially been deleted. But we are here, we are back, and it's good to see you on a Saturday afternoon. Very interesting day of test cricket ahead of us with Akashdeep and Jaiswal taking strike, and hopefully, I read the chat with, first of all, hi Srikant, hi Pratyush. That's not your name. Pratyaksh.
Pratyaksh.
Right. That's your name. Path divided minus. Yo, boys, nice way to start a stream. Damn.
Yeah, it's important to keep the streams fresh to keep you all on your toes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It will be. Oh yeah. So I read a chat saying that Akashdeep should frustrate the England bowlers. I don't think he's going to last that long to frustrate. Judge got my popcorn. Lovely stuff.
Nice.
See, hey guys. Hey, indeed, it's good to be here. It's good to not just be here, but
It's a Saturday afternoon.
yeah, and
It's Saturday. Yeah.
yeah, and we will be back at 10:15. If you guys don't already know, we will do a watch along from 10:15 until the end of day's play and do a little cute post that we do now. Before it used to be 45 minutes long, but because we are live for almost an hour and a half, the post reviews a little short. But hi Avishkar, Biop, Parth. All right, let's get things started. Let's go to the pitch and how the pitch might just behave.
All right. So today is possibly going to be the moving day of the test match. It's day 3. A lot has already happened. We are into the third innings. Now, with the pitch, it's going to be interesting because there were a couple that kept low yesterday. Sai Sudarshan also got out to an absolute lowy. So that's something to watch out for. People on comms and in the broadcast were talking about divots on the so-called pitch. And so that's something to keep in mind. Still expect there to be seam and swing movement in the air. Yeah. But yeah, we might see a little bit of spin, except I don't know how much of spin is going to be used in the first place. That's something to watch out for. Mainly, it is going to be to see how much the pitch is deteriorated. There is mostly deteriorated. I think the conditions are sunny. That's what the forecast
Oh
is.
yeah, the conditions
Mm.
supposed to be sunny. We'll just cross
Ashwin will
check
cross
that.
check that. But if it's sunny today, then it's good for India from a batting perspective. Hopefully, not as much movement. Another thing to keep in mind is that the ball is a few overs old and will start to act up a fair bit as it did once the lacquer kind of wears off. So, that is something that will come into play. But mostly, this is it on the pitch. Do we have any weather forecast update?
Not yet. It's very interesting. There
Interesting.
is no real weather update as of yet, but let's talk about what which against the Brits, and that's what India needs to do against the Brits. That is the English team. All right, so easier said than done. The first 30 to 1 hour will be important to not lose a lot of wickets, but what will be a lot more important is, let me just cross check. All right, so it's the ball that they're using right now is 18 overs old. A lot did not happen yesterday apart from that one low to Sai Sudarshan, but there wasn't much swing and seam. And that is because in this test match on this pitch, what we have noticed is as the ball gets older, the amount of movement increases. We saw that with the India's first innings with the ball. We saw that yesterday as well. And I won't be surprised if Jaiswal comes out with the same intent, except I think he might be a little more circumspect in terms of how he goes about his shots. At least I hope, from a fan. But again, and Akashdeep, of course. I'm not going to talk about the players because that's what Praatibh will do. But something India needs to take care of is they need to keep the scoreboard ticking. It doesn't have to be a run rate of 5 runs per over, 4 runs per over. But it's no coincidence that every batter who looked to score runs from the English side, from even the Indian team, are the ones who got a score, and people who tried to stay on this pitch eventually got out. Again, the strike rates don't really matter. I'm not talking about a high striker of 80 or 90. 100 is just by far, like, that's a bonus if anything. I'm talking about a strike rate of around 50, 60. The strike rates are not the point. The point is the intent to score runs, to get those singles, to play your shots, to be able to maneuver the ball as long as the ball's not doing much. Because once the ball starts moving around a lot, then we will know where the technique and the lapse of concentration, all that comes into play. Easier said than done, of course, but I hope in the first 30 to 1 hour there isn't a lot of wickets falling. All right, that's the wits against the Brits. Let's talk about Finn to win.
All right, Finn to win is your players to watch out for. And firstly, you have to look at how Jaiswal goes today. He is batting overnight on 50 odd. once again, it's a new day, it's a fresh start for him. So he will essentially reset and start from zero yet again. However, he does have the confidence of runs behind him. So Jaiswal is definitely one to watch out for. If he can get in, not only attack, but also can make it a big score, that not only will do really well for him and his confidence, but also just silent down all the critics who've been talking about how he's not got enough runs. When that's not really true, it is still his first tour. So important innings for Jaiswal in terms of just his own context and establishing some kind of relevance to the people who think otherwise. Apart from that, Shubman Gill will also be playing his last batting innings of the tour. Something to look forward to. If I think Jaiswal and Gill get it big today, then you're definitely putting India in a great situation to be able to get a good dominant score and get the match. Now, of course, you have to watch out for the rest of the batting lineup as well. But I think one of these two, if they go on to just play a very long innings and the rest of the batters can kind of play around them, then that'll be really good for the Indian team.
All right, that's Finn to win, and let's go to what's lit in Brit, and that's a couple of things to watch out for. And that is how spicy will the pitch be. Nasir Hussain talked about how the day 3 pitch is one of the worst days to just play cricket on in the oval. So it will be interesting to see how the pitch plays out. It will be interesting to see when the pitch starts moving a lot. But also, if India can bat for a long time, I won't be surprised if by the end of 2 hours we see Jacob Bethel already, Root already coming into bowl, because how long can these three fast bowlers go at it?
True. Yeah, I think England definitely are going to miss Vokes. There's no doubt about it. It's added pressure, I feel, especially on a Gus Atkinson because he
True.
seems to be doing the carrying job. At least he did in the first innings.
True.
Josh Tongue yesterday looked potent in the spell that he bowled. If there's more of the same from him, then India have to be a little mindful. Uh, and they just have to play Overton well. I think Overton gives you enough opportunities to score runs. So that is something that India will look to capitalize on, and probably where spin might actually come in sooner than we.
Yeah, that's true. I'm trying to find out, like, there's no real regard in terms of weather forecast as of
That's
yet. Crick
interesting.
Info hasn't really said anything. But yeah, let's go to quick wit in Brit, and these are a couple of stats.
All right, so we've got one funny stat, but we've got some good stats here. KL Rahul, with his 532 run tally, becomes the first opening batter to finish a Test series in England with 500 plus runs since Graham Smith, who scored 714 back in 2003. So it's definitely been tough being an opener, not just in England but also in world cricket. And it's taken 22 years for a batter to get 500 plus runs as an opener. Now, this one was a very interesting piece on Hotstar, I think it was Geo Hotstar. Mohammad Siraj has. So, this is what Varun Aaron said, right? Mohammad Siraj has one muscle that's bigger than anyone else, his heart. It's just a quote for the ages. And I think it puts into perspective a lot about how Siraj is just a lion hearted effort in his bowling. 7,224 runs by Joe Root in England alone in Test cricket. This is the second highest for any batter in a particular country. And I think Ponting's first on the list in Australia, of course, which also will be overtaken very soon. Now, 7.6, the run rate at which Zach Crawley and Ben Duckett were scoring against India in that opening stand, which is the highest ever run rate for an opening stand in India in Test cricket. Versus India in Test cricket.
All right, those are a few interesting stats. Let's go to the technical tidbit, and
Hmm.
that's me. You know what? I'm going to change that because that's not me. That's supposed to be Praatibh, and here he is.
What's up? Cool. So this is something, once again, Ricky Ponting spoke about this. We have covered this. We've talked about Sai Sudarshan's falling head. And here's an additional observation, right? Now, a lot of modern batters that you'll see, the reason that they have their bat lift, not tapping the bat down, but just the bat in the air, is so that it helps ensure that their head is still in the right position. Very interestingly, what happens with Sai Sudarshan a lot of times is when he's batting, when he taps the bat in his initial itself, there is no movement or something. He just taps the bat down, and because of that, his head is sort of going already a little outside the line. And it's a lot to do with the left eye in the case of Sai Sudarshan. Now, Ponting talks about how he wants Sai Sudarshan, for an improvement point of view, to have his left eye pointing towards almost the umpire slash mid on, because what happens is as soon as the ball is delivered, size eye, left eye, is already falling a bit towards off stump. Something you can notice, and unfortunately not anymore in the series, but something that you will notice with size batting is that when a ball starts from somewhere outside the off stump, like when that's the trajectory, his head is already moving a bit and it's tending to fall off. And from there, it's an issue if the ball swings in late, because he's already committed to the line. His body's already in the motion of falling. His head is falling. And so he will get pick the wrong line firstly. And that's why you have those fielders at leg slip or a leg gully.
All right, that's the technical tidbit for the day. I mean, not for the day, for the
Yeah.
pre-match, because we will have couple post-match. All right, so here we are addressing the chat. We'll talk to the chat for a bit and then go away very, very soon. A big heart often means higher blood pressure.
Damn. Science in the chat. Let's go.
Yeah, he creates beautiful angles, very tough to face. I think you're
Hmm.
talking about Josh Tong. Yeah, that's
That's
true.
right. Yeah.
That's also why KL Rahul struggled quite a bit yesterday. One of his most fidgety innings that we have seen in this series. I think the
Hmm.
most.
Yeah.
Shubman needs 34 runs to cross 774.
That is crazy. Do you think he'll get it? I, f- I feel like there might be a chance, honestly. Would be good for Shubman if he can. It would be good for India because that means he's scoring runs.
That's England comes to bat on a flat track, and like India, what's wrong with our paces? Why can't they contain runs if we can't take wickets? Sorry? It
Eh?
wasn't a flat track. I mean, it's what Jaiswal also did, right? With the new ball, it doesn't move as much, so the England bat is attacked, and expect the same thing in the second innings. They will look to attack the new ball because that's where you get most of the
Hmm.
runs, and after that, it just becomes difficult to bat. All right. It will be so ironic if India goes on to win the two matches where Bumrah didn't play.
Yeah, it definitely will be ironic. And I know a lot of people are going to go up in arms saying maybe Bumrah does not deserve to be treated that way because we're winning without him. But
True.
that's a completely different conversation.
Ashwin is sick from the start of the series. Not start of the series. I was sick from the third test match.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been like almost 2 months of grueling cricket and grueling schedules and not enough breaks in between except between second and
Yeah, but
first
we're
and
not
second test.
complaining. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
you guys show up, so that's
yeah,
fine.
true,
Also, it's great. I mean, I'm sick, but I'm not. It's not the toughest job in the world.
true.
I get to speak in front of the camera, so it's okay. Washi can be sent up the order again today after Akashdeep. No, why? Like, why would you do that? Because, I mean, I'm not attacking you by any means. I'm just saying, why
He
would
is
you do that? Because if you have Shubman Gill coming in next, you have Karun Nair who scored a 50. You have batters in form. I understand a lot of people suddenly like Sundar,
hmm.
but let Sundar bat the way where he's batting. If anything, if he's coming ahead of Dhruv Jurel, I won't be surprised because
Hmm.
I think they'll rather have Dhruv batting with the tail. Although I think Dhruv should bat at number 6 or 7. But yeah, I think Sundar might come ahead of Dhruv. I hope it's Shubman Gill, Karun Nair, Jadeja, and then whoever. Do you guys think this is similar to Oval 2021? Can we bat long in the third innings like we did back then? Prasanna is vouching that it's a batting day today.
Damn, very interesting. For a moment, I thought Erapalli Prasanna, and then I
Yeah.
realized probably not. But yeah, if India did it back then, there's a good chance. But for that, as we said, I think Jaiswal, Gill, one of them has to go big and long. Uh, and yeah, that's mostly it. We have enough batting firepower. You need to realize that we're two down, but it's Akashdeep who's batting right now. So even from a perspective of if Akashdeep can just be around for 30 minutes,
True.
that would be huge for India.
That's true. Why you think Dhruv should bat at 6 or 7? No, I think he should bat way up the order. If you're asking me, I think he should bat at number 3.
Yeah,
But
realistically,
yeah,
that's where he will bat.
I think just 6 7 because he bats better with the tail as compared to Sundar, who for whatever reason can't seem to be batting with the tail. Boom is not a stat padder, says Vignesh.
100%. That's
Yeah,
true.
watch our latest video. You'll realize why he's not a stat padder. Oh,
Lads, can we get some likes going? There's not enough viewers. I think the stream, because of the previous stream ending abruptly, has not been pushed out. So just hit some likes so that we can push it out. Any more questions? Damn, the chat has just gone
in
dead.
this pitch, if India posts a target of 300 with just 9 wickets to take,
Hmm.
and England bat last, you can't give a better scenario for India to win. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think especially with the way or the pace at which the pitch is just getting worse, kind of to bat on, 300 is a really good score.
Yeah, according to the weather forecast, it's supposed to be cloudy after 12 p.m. London
Mm.
time. In the morning, it's supposed to be not bright and shiny, but 18 degrees. It's been 18 throughout the test series, to be fair.
Uh,
It does get a little warmer, and it does get a little warmer, but it also gets cloudy. So it's not supposed to rain today. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. We won't see rain today, according
mm,
to the forecast, which is great. But yeah,
damn.
I think starting off, it should be a good wicket to bat on. Also because of
Oops.
the heavy roller and
Yeah.
also because the ball is not all that old. Yeah, Jaiswal should just continue at it.
Yeah.
Akash Deep needs to hold one end at least 10 overs today. That would. Are it today? Yeah, I mean, realistically, might just be today.
It could be, yeah. We might see India just come into bowl around tea.
Yeah, Abhinav. Let's look at that. So, what would be a batting lineup if you guys, if you guys get to decide? Nothing. I think everything will be the same except in the first test match, Dhruv Jurel would have been number 3. Rest remains the same. It's just that.
Yeah.
Sai wouldn't have debuted in the first innings, which means in the fifth, not first innings, the first test, which means in the fifth test, we still see Dhruv Jurel as number 3. And Sai Sudarshan would have possibly got a chance at home. Just that. Janu, wow, the tabs are twice as loud as at the system volume.
So
Oh,
confused. What?
oh, I think some of you guys were complaining about volume. All right,
Oh.
you know what? Let's end the stream early just because we have a lot to come back to tonight. We'll be back at
Mm.
10:15 to do a whole watch along and then we'll do a post match. But before, okay, question. Why would any team going to use, why will any team, good lord, why would any team going to bat use a light roller under what conditions? All right, so the only condition is if you're 5 down to bat and you're starting today 5 or 6 down. Let's just say five down, and okay, let's say 6 down because India have a D batting lineup. So India is 6 down. So yesterday they lost 6 wickets. You're walking into bat today, knowing you only have 4 wickets left. You would then use the light roller regardless, because not regardless, you would hopefully, I mean, strategy wise, you would use the light roller because you would want the pitch to deteriorate a
Deteriorate.
lot more before the batting team comes. Although batting team can use the heavy roller, but the rate of deterioration has increased because of the light roller use. So that's when the team batting knows that they're going to bowl very, very soon is when they use the light roller. Guys, I said he needs to hold one end with the bat for 10 overs.
Oh damn.
Good lord. Oh, that's asking a lot from
Yeah.
Akashdeep.
Yeah, that is. I think even if he can just bat out, just be there for 30 minutes, I think he's done his job. Anything, see, you need to realize that anything is a bonus. We are just trying to be realistic that, okay, he's done it in the BGT, so maybe he can bat for like 30 minutes. Just be there.
Yeah, true.
Just tire out the bowlers a bit. Yeah.
Mr. Doctor of our chat has a doubt. I have doubts on this pitch getting better as the days progress. Given yesterday that Atkinson ball to Sai kind of stayed low and trapped him. Thoughts on the pitch?
Yeah, it's obviously a tricky one, especially when we're sitting here and have no access to the real pitch right now. But as per what Nasir Hussain has to say, it is supposedly the worst day for the pitch, and that's historically been the trend. And also with a couple of balls that we did see stay low yesterday, today might actually.
True.
It also depends on the overhead conditions, right? How much is the sun going to beat down on the pitch? How is that going to affect how it plays?
Chitwan, it's a very good question. I want to say I know this for sure, but I'm logically speaking, I don't think you can't do it. So he asked, can you not use rollers at all? I
Ooh.
don't think you can do that. Logically, this is not fact. So we might have to check it. We'll come back to you in the evening. But logically speaking, I don't think you're allowed to do that because as much as the pitch will deteriorate, good lord, as much as the pitch will crumble down, I don't think you're allowed to not help the pitch at all. That's why you have the 2 roller options to begin with.
Yeah.
Also, can you not? Oh, right. You guys are knowledgeable. Is this pure research or have you played professionally? It's both. Now, I mean, in the last couple of
now
years, it's a lot of research. But all right. So Shailesh and Umang have asked PP, and here we have
Damn.
P to do the P,
My God.
and that's Praatibh predictions for you.
You know, if someone who's like from YouTube just watches this, and
they
now
might
we
just
have
take it down.
demonetized at least. But
Yeah.
yeah, predictions. This one's going to be tough. I think what I predicted yesterday was that India would get to 300 if they played till the second new ball. India got out in 30 minutes.
Yeah. So
So today,
you were right. To be fair,
to be fair, I was right. But I think today I'll go a
who's
little
going to be
more
the
bold.
who's going to be the highest scorer for the Indian team? Yeah.
I think Gill.
And when do you think?
India is going to finish batting.
Yeah.
I want to say either just 1 hour before play today or the first session tomorrow.
Oh wow! So you think India is going to bat that low? Good on them. All right. Then
Bold predictions.
that's been the PP. That's been the Praatibh predictions. PP on P. Put pressure on Praatibh. Lovely stuff.
Very
I
nice.
love how the chat's into this right now. And we will see you guys at 10:15. Judge, DOF, Anwar, Abhinav, Vignesh, Umang. All of you guys hopefully come back at 10:15. We will do a wash along and then we'll continue doing the post match after the match gets over. So thank you guys so much for watching. We are ending it a little early for no real reason, honestly. Also because I'm a little sick. It's mostly just that. But to have more energy, we will come back at 10:15, do it all, not end it early and all of that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for support. Thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you haven't already, please do that. And hype our videos. Watch the Jasprit Bumrah video. Very interesting stats. Taking nothing away from Siraj, but Jasprit Bumrah is right up there, and he's the best in the world. In terms of Indian fast bowlers, he's the best ever. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching.